How to get my partner to stop snoring. She snores like a walrus and states she doesn't have sleep apnea, so she won't even consider a CPAP machine. The snoring is so bad it literally prevents me from getting a good night's rest, especially before a 24-hour shift as a medic. Record her snoring and play it back for her so she understands the issue. Maybe it will encourage her to do a sleep study. Either that, or there are over-the-counter mouthpieces or nose strips that are supposed to help alleviate snoring. Get her to a sleep clinic anyway and get a sleep test done. Could be apnea, could be a deviated septum, who knows? A doctor would. Might sound odd, but does she drink? When I drink I snore so bad my wife boots me to the guest room. When I don't drink, I don't make a sound. Take her on vacation to Ireland. My wife used to snore horribly. Business trip to Ireland and she stopped completely. No idea why. Your results may vary. My husband snored so loud it vibrated throughout the house. When he finally got a CPAP machine he was so quiet I would poke him to see if he was alive since I wasn't used to it. He felt so refreshed from a good night's sleep since he didn't realize he was micro-waking himself up because of his apnea. I would try to make the argument about her getting better rest might help. Separate beds are the only thing that works. Source: I'm a loud snorer that does not have apnea according to doctors. Are you with my ex? She even declined that she is snoring and always started fighting with me. So every night I slept in the spare room, which she didn't like, but also wouldn't do anything about her snoring topic. After the breakup, not only because of snoring, she told me she went to the doctor because she always was tired, had severe sleep apnea. Really? I didn't know that. Man face palming. Record the snoring. Without a confrontation, present the recording. Then inform her, the reason she's tired all the damn time is because his sleep is constantly interrupted during the struggle just to breathe. People will deny snoring and deny it while gearing up for a fight. But present a person with the notion that they can improve their quality of recuperative rest and, you may just have their attention. My husband was the same way, until I recorded him snoring. He was on the second floor, I was on the first. When I played the recording at a natural volume, he asked what the recording was. When I explained that was his snoring and the reason why I had to sleep on a different floor but was still be woken by his snoring. Within 2 weeks he had a sleep apnea test and now wears a CPAP. Sleep apnea is nothing to ignore. It can lead to some serious medical issues later in life if not treated. This won't stop the snoring but could at least help a little. When you know you have a long shift coming up, sleep elsewhere. Get a cheap futon and sleep in the living room or something. Who knows, going to these lengths might actually get her to realize how bad it actually is. I moved to a different room and it changed my life. There is no co-sleeping rule. Sleep in separate rooms. I'm so all for that in my life and I'll never go back to sleeping with another person. Just because you love each other doesn't mean you have to share a bedroom. You can visit and then go back to your own space for some really good rest. Bro, if she has sleep apnea, wearing the CPAP will be the greatest thing to happen to her. I love my CPAP, I get amazing sleep with it, I no longer wake up with sore throats or headaches anymore. I got a headband with soft earbuds built in. I listen to Forensic Files and fall asleep next to a very loud snore box. SnoreRx is a device that fits into the mouth and forces the lower jaw forward to keep the airways open during sleep. Available at Walgreens. You dunk it in hot water to soften it, then mold it to your mouth for a custom fit. It is adjustable for more or less mandibular advancement. It works, but it's not exactly comfortable. My best advice is sleep separately. There's a reason why rich people and royalty have separate rooms. It's a luxury, however. If you have to sleep like peasants, this is your best bet. Except for getting a sleep study and CPAP. My partner used to be the loudest snorer in the world. We tried everything we could and nothing worked. He'd always complain about his teeth and jaw, so he got Invisalign, and after a couple months of the treatment his snoring went away 95 of the time. He doesn't use them anymore and the snoring has not come back. Sleep in a different room. Do what you have to do to take care of yourself. Your sleep quality is important. Has she considered sleeping with a mouthpiece? It alters the position of your lower jaw to allow you to breathe with less obstruction, as I understand it. I think they work well for some people. We got to the point where we sleep in separate beds because sleep matters and I am the snorer. Not getting sleep is unhealthy, just saying. She isn't the one to state she doesn't have sleep apnea, a medical professional is. If she's not willing to get tested, there's some OTC remedies, but they will only be so effective since apnea is a medical problem. Separate bedrooms. If you don't have another room, then she sleeps on the couch. The one making the noise should be the one who has to move. Try mouth tape. Start sleeping in a separate room. Snorelab is a free app that you run at night while sleeping with your phone plugged in, and it tracks your snoring. I think it's pretty amazing, and I'm sure there are other products out there like it. Downloaded it and it's great. Your partner probably needs to lose some weight. That's the easiest way to stop snoring. In my experience, it's easier to just take measures to drown out the snoring with other noise. We run a box fan at the loudest setting on one side of the room, another smaller fan on the loudest setting on my nightstand, and I wear foam earplugs to bed. Between all of that, I'm usually good to go, unless my wife is really sawing logs. I hear good things about those breath-right nasal strips. I snore badly, have sleep apnea and waiting on a CPAP, and my partner finds that having me sleep on my side helps. Also sometimes she sleeps at the other end of the bed so her feet are next to my head and says that helps somewhat with the noise. Smiley face. I have sleep apnea and I use a CPAP machine. The risks associated with not using it are stroke and heart disease. So for her health and your quality of sleep, she should get a sleep study. The only way to know if she has sleep apnea is to have a sleep test study done. And CPAPs are prescription only. Not all people who snore have sleep apnea. Some causes of snoring are too much alcohol, smoking, sinus issues, and being overweight, and these are exacerbated by sleeping on the back. I had severe OSA before I had sinus surgery. Now it's mild. So people sew a small ball into the back of PJs to prevent back sleeping. Ask her to get her thyroid checked. I was the same. Turns out egregious snoring is a symptom of hypothyroidism. CPAP or die. It's that simple. I have been married for 36 years to a lawnmower or perhaps chainsaw. Still love him tons, but separate bedrooms is the only way I can sleep. We spend time together. Have snuggles in bed, then he goes to his room. It is the only way. Get a piece of 2x4 timber and raise the head of the bed too by putting it under the legs. Old remedy, but it sure works. The gravity of the slope opens the airway, and you don't really notice the angle change. You can love each other and sleep in separate rooms. Eyes. How do you know they don't have apnea? CPAP APAP solved my snoring problem. Have they ever had a sleep study? Then how do they know there's no sleep apnea? My wife was snoring and asked her dentist about a special mouthguard. The dentist actually recommended putting some sensitive skin medical tape over her mouth at night to force her to breathe through her nose. It's worked very well. My wife's snoring wasn't super loud through, so YMMV. As someone who became a horrible snorer, it's sleep apnea lol. Tell her a sleep study to rule it out is better than being wrong and not waking up. CPAP. Snoring is literally an airway obstruction.